Welcome back, everyone, to the Basement Birds Show. My name
It's gonna
is
be a
Logan.
gonna be a put you to
What?
sleep episode.
No. My
No,
voice is like ASMR. Did you see the video that we just put out about 30 seconds of puppies?
no.
Oh, we just made a video. It was some crazy idea that I had last year where it was feeling a little stressed out. It just starts with a voiceover and a picture of a stressed out looking individual. It says, feeling a little stressed out? Take a break and enjoy 30 seconds of puppies. And then it's 30 seconds of puppies.
You need to find this now.
Check on the Instagram page. And while you're there, make sure you follow
Here we go.
at Basement Birds.
Take a break and enjoy 30 seconds of puppies.
Where did you get that voiceover from? Who recorded that?
That's me, you nerd.
That's you?
Yeah.
Really?
Why?
Did you do
Does
a
it
voice
sound
changer?
bad? No.
Oh, my volume was only up for the ending part. I can. Oh yeah,
Take a break and enjoy 30 seconds of puppies.
yeah. I just got that and 30 seconds of puppies. And maybe it's because you were talking in the background too that I couldn't fully. That's funny.
And
though.
then it's yeah.
It's
it
30
didn't
seconds
really
of puppies.
pick up. It didn't pick up like I was hoping it would. But
Yeah.
that's what I do at work: is mess around
Yeah.
and take videos of puppies and record myself saying silly voiceovers.
Oh, good lord, that's hilarious.
Yeah, well, maybe that's an episode topic for another time, or the voiceovers that I've recorded for several marketing videos.
Yeah, there you go.
I like to insert myself because I like doing voiceovers, so
Yeah, he likes to hear himself talk.
I really do. I'm a huge narcissist, so. But
God.
no, today we're going to start off with not me talking.
Yeah,
we did a lot of
hi,
talking last
I'm
week.
part of this show too. I feel like my forehead looks very oily today. A lot of
What's your
glare
name
coming
again?
off it. Yeah, go on. Okay, yeah. So, my story has to do with grocery store parking lots. Okay, and an encounter I had tonight. This was not as bad as your dad. I didn't fight anyone. I didn't even talk to anyone. But this was something that happened to me, and I thought, I got to tell Logan the story. So after work today, I was going to the grocery store because I needed a tomato because I was making tacos tonight, and I wanted to slice up a tomato and put it on said tacos.
But it's not Tuesday.
I know, I did it a day early. I got my days confused. So yes, it was a Taco Monday. Classic white people tacos.
Meat on a tortilla, meat,
It
cheese,
was
and tomato.
Today was tortilla, sour cream, which we'll get to later. That's part of the story too. Meat, cheese, lettuce, tomato, taco sauce. Okay, I use the hot stuff. Logan uses ketchup. One can presume, which
I
hopefully
use
doesn't
the
have too
Taco
much spice for
Bell
him.
mild sauce, and the mild. It comes in a jar. Actually,
You should just
a
use.
bottle.
I'm pretty sure that's just tomato water.
Yeah, I mean, I've debated just using straight distilled water. I mean, you don't want any minerals in that water. That gets a little too saucy there for me. So distilled water. Anyway, continue.
So anyway, I go to the store and I get my tomato, and everything's great. And I go to get in my car, and I'm parked in a spot. There's not many cars in the parking lot, maybe 20 cars in the parking lot, okay? And I'm parked in a spot, and I want to pull through, okay? My goal is to get in my vehicle and pull through so I don't need to back up, because I don't like backing up out of parking spots, okay? If I don't need to. So I am sitting in my car, had just turned it on, and I'm ready to shift the car into drive, and there is a car that pulls in, and where do they decide to park? Directly across from me. I'm like, of all the spots in this parking lot that you could choose, you had to go directly across from me, so now I have to back up, make sure I don't hit anything, and maneuver my way out of this parking lot when I could have just pulled straight through, but this person had to park directly across from me. And that's what got me to text you about the story. But the story gets better, okay?
What?
I thought,
Okay.
okay, the story gets better, okay?
I would hope so.
So I back out, and I drive home, and I make my way home with my tomato in tow, okay? and I
You
get
didn't
home.
throw it at anybody on your way.
Did
On
not
your way.
throw- I should have thrown it at the person that pulled in apart, right across from me, because there
You
were
should
10
have.
spots to the left of her that she could have gone in. So
Mm-hmm.
I get home and I pull out my tortillas and I'm ready to make my tacos. I have the meat on the counter, the tomato, my newfound tomato.
Your meat on the counter. What? You have it on
taco
a plate
meat.
at least or something?
It's in a
Jeez.
Tupperware, yes.
Okay.
No, I just took it out of the fridge and just
Just
crack that
smacked it
puppy
right onto
open,
the-
bang,
Yeah.
right on the counter. No,
Yeah,
meat
better
is
have
on
some
the
clean
counter in a
counters.
container. The tomato is on the counter in the bag from the grocery store. The lettuce is on the counter in a container. Okay, everything is contained right now. Okay, nothing's combined yet. Okay, and I open my fridge and I go to grab the sour cream out, and I realize that I have no sour cream.
Oh no!
Okay.
Whatever will you do?
Okay, well, I'm not having tacos without sour cream.
Okay.
Right? Fair? Do you have tacos without
I
sour
put
cream?
meat and cheese only
You
on
don't
my
use
tacos.
sour cream?
No. I
That
like
thing-
to. I like to taste the meat and sour cream.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
put
not
any
using
sour
the whole
cream,
thing.
You just taste sour cream. That's all you taste.
No,
You don't
no.
taste
The way to
anything
do the
else.
sour cream is that you put a dollop on there and you spread it on around the tortilla. You don't glob it on top or anything like that. You got to spread it on the tortilla like that.
A dollop, huh?
A dollop, yeah, a dollop of Daisy. Not sponsored. So anyway, I opened my fridge and I realized that there was no sour cream, and I can't have dry tacos like you. You know, those things must be so dry. What do you? What is? What you have to chase that thing with a thing of water? You know, like what are we doing with these
Well,
tacos?
as previously discussed, I put water onto the tacos,
Yeah.
distilled, not mineralized.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But-
You're literally just a meat and cheese taco person.
Well, when you cook the meat, are you cooking it with seasoning?
Yeah.
Well, are you cooking it incorrectly then? Because you shouldn't need to have sour cream on there. If your meat's dry, that means you're overcooking it, my friend.
No, the meat's not. No, it just needs something else, you know? Like sour cream, it's a staple on tacos. Do we need to get Nicole on the line? Does she like sour cream?
No, she
No?
does not.
Wow,
So,
what
sure.
a boring refrigerator you must have. Anyway, I open my fridge and I see no sour cream. And unlike Logan, I can't have plain tacos. So I need to get myself back in the car, go back to the grocery store. Went to a different one this time because I thought, I don't want to go back to that one that I went to before because I don't want them to be like, hey, that's the guy that just came through and bought the single tomato, and now I'm coming to buy just a single thing of sour cream. So I went, I got my sour cream, and I finally got my tacos, okay? But then I was reminded of another story from a different time, okay? My single tomato got me thinking about a different time. Have you ever gone to the grocery store and just bought one item that you forget? Do you
No.
ever have to do that? I must be a
Well,
very forgetful
well-
person when it comes to grocery shopping, but I've had to do it quite a bit.
I mean, I've had to go get this. Like, if we were gonna have spaghetti, let's say, for example, I'd have to
Yeah.
go get the garlic bread or something. Like, if we
okay,
didn't have any
fair.
garlic bread, my
Okay.
dad was a big garlic bread guy. He got to have
yeah.
a side. He was all about the sides.
Maybe too much
Garlic
garlic has messed up his brain a little bit. Is that a thing?
Whoa.
That's how he gets
Maybe.
the-
I don't know.
He's got garlic brain,
I think it was
garlic
more from
knots.
the-
There's a couple of garlic knots up there, crossing
think it
signals
was-
and stuff.
More from the radiation from the nuclear
Oh.
power plant. But
That
yeah,
could be too.
I mean,
yeah.
He glows in the
done
dark
your-
when you turn the lights off. But yeah.
Anyway, so I thought of another story about when I bought one thing at a grocery store, and this is probably 2 years ago at this point. Okay, so where I live in Pennsylvania, Heinz ketchup is a big thing. Do you have a preferred brand of ketchup?
It's Heinz, baby.
Okay,
Heinz
people
all
love
the way.
Heinz out here because it's from Pittsburgh. Steeler Stadium used to be called
Heinz
Heinz
Field.
Field. People still
Yeah.
call it that, though. It's like the Sears Tower of Pittsburgh. It's not the Willis Tower. So people love their Heinz ketchup. I'm a believer that I buy whatever ketchup is cheapest. Ketchup is ketchup. It comes from the same place. Has a different label on
False.
it.
False.
Okay.
False.
That was my belief, I should say. Okay.
There
So
you
my
go.
my one friend and coworker wanted to do a ketchup taste test with a couple of us at my place. Okay. And of course, the one thing that the best way of sampling ketchup is a
Spoon.
no. You need a food to sample it with. What?
I don't know.
What is this? Like the honey farm where they give you the little
Yeah,
spoon to try the different types of honey?
I don't know. No, the honey dipstick thing with
Okay,
the,
what's
that
a
has
very
the ridges on
common
there.
food that you eat with ketchup.
Macaroni?
What? No, you are insane. What?
Have you never had macaroni and ketchup?
Macaroni and cheese?
And ketchup, yeah.
No, that's not a. Ooh,
Oh!
no.
Oh, baby,
No.
yeah, you got to try that.
Okay,
You gotta
think
try
of
that.
think of a dipper that you would
Fries.
use ketchup
A
with.
dipper?
Thank you.
French fries.
Yes. Okay, so
French
we were gonna make
fries.
some fries.
Okay.
I was gonna pop them in the air fryer, and we needed a potato. So my buddy Tony and Tony, who was on, I think he was on the live stream, right?
He was on, yeah. He was on the
Yes.
Halloween live stream
He was
along
on the
with
Halloween
your brother.
live stream. Yes,
That was
yes.
2 years ago, I think, almost.
About a year and a half at this point, I think. Yeah. So anyway, Tony and I hop in the car, go to Walmart, and we find a potato, nice big russet potato, and we're walking around Walmart looking for some other things, and we're walking down Walmart, and I think I'm just tossing it up in my hand because I was bored. Okay, so it's just me, Tony, and a potato. Great trio there, and we're walking around looking for stuff, and this guy randomly walks past, and he goes, "Hey guys, nice potato," and just keeps walking. And we both looked at each other and be like, what? Like, so like we didn't even know what to say. Like we could not think of a response to that. So we just kept walking and started dying laughing. And we're like, okay, that guy really just complimented our potato.
Yeah,
So that's my.
Yeah.
So that I don't know that was a very long string of events that started at the grocery store. But thank you for staying with me on this journey. That was a lot.
No, I completely understand. Grocery stores seem to have been a place of interesting events as of late for both of us.
Do you have a grocery store story?
Well, so we go, Nicole and I, being that we live together, go to the grocery store.
Yeah. What is your preferred
Together.
grocery store?
Jewel. Jewel
okay.
Osco, the
Yeah.
classic Midwesterner.
Yes.
Jewel Osco.
Yes.
And so the local Jewel, we see the same people there every day. We say hi,
Yep.
etc. This particular day, we went on Saturday night to the grocery store. Saturday
okay.
night to the grocery store.
Interesting time to go to the grocery store.
Right, exactly. So, most people, they go to the bar, they go to the casino. Where do we go? We go to the grocery store, ladies and gentlemen. So we're at the grocery store, a big outing of the weekend, right? So, various things. We're getting, the fruit and the grains, it's very obvious which section of the cart is mine. My grocery list generally consists of Pirate Booty, Cheeto Puffs, and Dots Pretzels. So those are my three go-to foods.
It's not a
So
solid trio, I'll say that
she's,
much. But
Nicole's got the salads and this stuff. So we've got a good mix of healthy and
stuff.
very unhealthy things.
Sure,
right?
of which neither of you will eat the other's food.
Right. And by the way, none of this is pertinent to the story at all. I just felt like sharing because I thought it was funny.
Okay, fair
Anyway,
enough.
so we get all the things in the cart. We're going to the checkout place and we're waiting in line, where you put the things on the little
Yeah.
belt that goes.
Are you a
and
self-checkout user?
Not at the grocery. We get too much stuff for the self checkout. Normally I am, but I feel like
Love me some
groceries.
self-checkout.
It's we have too many. There's not enough space for all of the things.
You gotta
on the
find
little-
a store that has the one near us has a big belt like you have in a traditional store, but it's still self-checkout.
Right. So my Jewel does not have that. So we go to the person, and this person is chatting. I hear, he's chatting with the person in front of us in line, who's paying, chatting. And the gentleman, this is a kid. He's probably in college, I believe. Was chatting with him, and was saying how he was on spring break and he was, going back to school this week or whatever. This week coming up, meeting today. We're like, okay. And then, there's a bagger as well. So there's the checker and the bagger.
Sure, yeah. I was once a bagger in a past life.
Yeah.
That's what I did in high school.
Oh, yeah. You told me that.
Yeah. Yes.
You told me that.
I got some good stories from there, too, we can talk about sometime.
Right. And so The bagger's name
Yeah.
on his name tag is Michael P. Right, Michael P.
Okay.
And so this guy says goodbye to the checker and then goodbye to Michael because they wear the name tags. It says hello, I'm Michael P. And
So you have to say goodbye to Michael P.
he's got to say goodbye to Michael P. And so he says goodbye, then he leaves. And as we're now, he leaves, he kind of pulls out of it's like, think of it like a drive-through. He gets
Sure.
his food, he pulls out. We're sliding up into the place where you put the card in the machine. And Michael P turns to the checker.
Is there a reason you're specifying his last initial?
He turns to the checker and he says, nobody calls me Michael. Okay. Nobody asked, right? Michael P. Nobody calls me Michael, right? He's telling the checker this, and the checker is like, so I mean, what do they call you? He's like, I have a nickname, and the checker goes, what is it? And he's like, even my family calls me by this nickname. And the checker goes, okay. He's like, nobody calls me Michael. And the checker is like, okay, what is the nickname? He says, I'm telling you, nobody calls me by my Michael, by my birth name, Michael. I was like, what is happening here? This is like a sitcom or something.
Tripping out in the jewel.
He's tripping out in the jewel. And finally, the guy's like, so what is the nickname? And he's like, Sticker. Sticker.
I
As
thought
in,
you were
like,
saying, he's like, no, you don't understand. No one calls me by the nickname.
Sticker is the nickname that his family calls him. And so, Nicole and I kind of exchange like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the guy behind us vibrating. He's trying to hold in his laughter. This was the funniest thing this guy has ever heard in his entire life. This guy is like he's shaking. He's trying not to laugh. And so what do I see an opportunity for comedy here? Because now I know that this person likes this name.
Did you hit him with a sticker, hardly know her?
Okay, no. Oh God. No. I said, that we'd pay for the groceries, pay ring, beep, beep kind of thing, as you do when you check out. What was that? That was when you the
ring,
sound
ring,
that
beep,
it makes.
beep. Are we driving a car or are we getting groceries?
Well, actually, we're getting a telephone call in the car. Ring,
oh,
ring,
yeah,
beep,
yeah.
beep.
A car phone, yeah.
The car phone.
Beep, beep.
The checker says goodbye, and then then Michael P, also known as AKA Sticker, says,
can we also
have a good
call
day.
the checker a cashier like a regular person?
A cashier, sure.
Thank you.
The cashier.
Somewhat more sophisticated.
I say goodbye, Sticker. Have a good one. He doesn't respond. He doesn't respond to me. Sticker ignored me at the grocery store. Meanwhile, the guy behind me, he turns to me and goes, yes.
The guy in line behind you?
The guy in line, yeah. I was like, what is going on?
Oh, my gosh.
And I was like, first of all, what kind of nickname is Sticker? Can we,
There's got to be some explanation there.
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, my nickname in high school was Tree Man, mostly because I have the body type of a sequoia, a large tree.
Man.
Tree Man, like, because I'm taller than everybody, I look like a tree. So I guess, but like, I don't know. I just found that to be a strange nickname, also known as an odd nickname.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Wow. Where could this be a transition into? Oh, I have no idea. Oh, my God. Could it be odd news?
And odd news, just, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that story was kind of anticlimactic. I just thought his nickname was funny.
That was a rough transition too. I'm just going to say that was not great.
Not my
not
best
a solid
work.
5 out of 10.
Would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay, I have a fantastic story from our good friend David.
Oh gosh,
He is back. He is back. He's back. I also this says he's from Idaho. Have we talked about that before?
Yes.
Okay,
Idaho, home of the potato.
Idaho, hardly know her.
God.
All right. Anyway, he broke a Guinness World Record for completing 38 behind-the-back basketball passes in 30 seconds. So he's bouncing it off the wall to himself, and this says that he also broke a sign. Oh my gosh, he is. The sign is falling apart. He knocked a star off the wall. That's tremendous. Of course, this is David Rush. He holds the most concurrent world records, just light work. He tried to do this in London, and it says, this is great. The only wall available to use was the one with the official Guinness World Records logo on it. First of all, I don't believe that. There is a perfectly good wall right behind him in this video. Okay, they could have used that one. Okay.
With the world's tallest man stickered on it.
Yes, just go after him and it's fine. Okay. He realized shortly into his attempt that the bouncing ball was causing the sign to fall apart. First, the stars peeled off, then a piece of the wood logo started clattering to the floor. It sounded like a mini demolition zone.
Oh,
But
God.
he did break the record. He did 38 passes in 30 seconds, breaking the previous record of 25. The Guinness team was supportive, and to top it off, I've been dubbed the LeBron James of record breaking.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a pretty bold
this
title
is-
for him to give himself.
This is a fantastic line here. Okay. Well, there's a big debate if he's the LeBron James of record breaking or the Michael Jordan of record breaking,
Okay.
This is a fantastic line to end it, though. I thought, how ironic is that? LeBron broke the NBA all-time scoring record, passing 50,000 points, and here I am breaking a basketball record of my own.
Okay. Well,
I have a slight feeling that those aren't the same, but that's okay. LeBron, I was going to say LeBron grinded all his life to get there, but so did David Rush. He's been bouncing basketballs off walls probably since the day he was born.
I guess so. He is interesting. He's
This
an
whole-
interesting guy.
He is.
David
This
Rush.
star falling off the wall is great. Have you watched the video?
Yeah, I
This
did.
guy's
I
just
was
holding
watching
a
the
star at the
video.
end.
Yeah, for no reason.
This is
For no reason. I don't know. I feel like that's one that can be easily broken.
Yeah, you think you could do
Yeah.
that?
I do. I do. I feel like some of these records that he breaks are just because he has nothing better to do than try and break these records.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get over David Rush. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah, what about, do you think you could break this one? Here's one. He took 198 bites from 3 apples in 1 minute while juggling them. What is
Please
this one?
Tell me there's a video
There
of
is.
that.
Wait a second. I found one even more insane. This video is just entitled, I caught 16 ping pong balls in shaving foam in 30 seconds, and he has the shaving foam on his head.
Yeah. I've seen that. That Dude Perfect did that for a
This
while.
is
It's
getting
like
more and more unhinged.
it's a conical shape on his head.
Fastest time to topple 10 cans with a squirt gun. What?
Okay.
Most pencils snapped in 1 minute?
Okay. I had an original story.
Yeah?
I had an original story, and I just discovered a new story. So the first one was an update to the ice chunk that fell through a Florida
Oh,
roof.
yeah.
That was
Can we get a
not an ice
TLDR of
chunk.
that?
That was not an ice chunk.
It also says it wasn't from a plane.
Yeah, it was not from a plane. So, no further details were provided other than it was
Oh.
just not from a plane.
Oh,
However-
that's dumb.
However-
That was disappointing.
In 2025, the blobfish has been named New Zealand's Fish of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. The blobfish might be the greatest fish of all time. First of all, this graphic
It's incredible.
is incredible. It is high quality Microsoft Word graphical ability, ladies and gentlemen. New Zealand's Mountains to Sea Conservation Trust announced the Fish of the Year 2025 competition was won by the blobfish, a species once voted, quote, world's ugliest animal. That is quite the title to have. The blobfish, which is famous for its unusual appearance, once removed from the pressures of deep water, came out nearly 300 votes ahead of the swimmer-up. Get it? Swimmer-up instead of runner-up. The orange roughy, organizers have said. So
what's an orange
5,000
roughy?
I don't know. I've never even heard of that fish, but 5,000.
You fish, you should know.
I don't fish. 5,583 votes were cast. A sharp increase from the 1,021 votes that were cast last year. So over a 5 times increase in voting for the fish of the
Jeez.
year
You know,
this
I
year.
thought-
So
Everyone sees the pictures of the blobfish, out of water pressure. So I'm like, oh, surely, it looks better in its natural habitat. It don't look that much better.
I don't know what it looks like when it's in water.
Let me. Can I share my screen? I'll just
Oh,
copy this image.
dear gosh.
Yeah, right. It doesn't look much better.
Yo,
I
that
was kind of
is.
surprised.
Oh, baby, that is.
Well, speaking of ugliest
Ooh.
animals, I thought of something fun. I just found something. The 25 ugliest animals. Can we run through these real quick?
Yes.
Let me see if I can share my screen. Here we go. Sure. There we go.
I don't see your screen. My
Stand
friend.
by. We're working on it. Sorry, had to allow some permissions here. Here we go. You see it?
Yeah.
This is from Ultimate Kilimanjaro, the #1 guide company on Mount Kilimanjaro. So surely they know a thing or two, because they've seen a thing or two, like farmers.
What?
Okay. Look at how cute this
What?
dog is, though. That's not an ugly animal.
What the
This thing
heck?
is interesting. I don't know what this is, but all
It
right.
looks like a dingo.
There's the blobfish, of course. That thing looks rough. A hammerhead. bass.
Hammerhead. Ooh.
It's upside down. I need to look at this. Oh yeah. That's right. Yep. Don't really need to turn all the way. Babarusa. How many horns does this thing have? A wild pig in Indonesia. An Andean condor. I think condors look pretty cool. They're
Yeah,
huge.
condo. That would be a cool. That's like a definite
Holy.
minor sports, a minor league sports team. That's like a baseball
Condors?
team or something. Yeah.
It's a hockey team.
Yeah. Exactly.
The purple frog. Wow, that thing is terrible. Why is his head so small?
It looks like one of those like things, like lizard things that you could blow up into like a punching bag. You ever seen that?
Yeah. Why is he needs to go on a diet. The saga antelope. So ugly the picture's not loading. Don't really know what's
Quality.
going on there. To Google Images. You can't see this, can you?
No.
Oh gosh, just look that thing up. That's not good. It's got a weird looking nose.
Okay, I trust.
Oh, a naked mole rat. Oh, woof. That's bad.
I
That's
don't like
bad.
that. I don't like that at
A
all.
marine iguana. I don't think this thing's that's ugly.
It's got a weird looking
Oh,
face.
these things. These look like Beaker from the Muppets.
Those are those always. I always thought that was like a fake thing. I was like,
Yeah,
there's no
I
way
guess
this
it's
is a
real.
real animal. It,
Yeah.
it looks
Oh,
like it's
look
got a
at its-
Squidward nose.
Don't look at its hands and feet too long. They kind of creep you out. That's the
why are
weirdest
his
part.
toes so long? His toes look like fingers.
California condor.
Again with the condor. I thought
Yeah,
the
what's up with
condors are
that?
Cool.
A wolffish. Oh gosh.
That's nightmare fuel, is what that
Yeah,
is.
The star-nosed mole. Those are kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah. They
An
don't have any eyes.
AA.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay,
It's
a
a lemur.
monkfish.
Oh, it's
What
it's
is
a
that?
it's a lemur. It's a lemur. Ooh. It's a monkey
A
fish.
warthog. I did a report on
Whoa!
warthogs in elementary school.
Okay. I mean that's like what's
They can
Simone
run fast,
and
30
Timba.
miles an hour. Pumbaa?
Pumbaa.
Yeah. Fun fact about warthogs. Well, this isn't about warthogs, but the high school I went to, our mascot was the Warhawks. And young Reid, when he did this presentation on the warthogs, thought that the school mascot was the Warthogs, which would have been a lot cooler than Warhawks. But a horseshoe bat. Yeah, that thing's pretty ugly. A marabou stork. What's wrong with this guy?
It's got a weird neck.
He looks relatively okay. A goblin shark. Whoa, lordy Lou. Why does
That's
it have
not
that big...
real. That looks like a 3D model. There's no way that's a real photo.
This looks AI generated. Well, it's deep sea, so they probably can't get good pictures. A turtle. A mata turtle. Is that its head?
I don't think it's rumpus. So
A hyena.
What's wrong
Yeah.
with the hyena? It's just got a weird
An
kind of
axolotl.
face.
I think these things are adorable.
Yeah. A wrinkle-faced
Wrinkle-faced
bat.
That's just a
Ugh.
terrifying photo of it. An elephant seal. Yeah, that checks out.
Eh.
A
Whoa!
bald
What happened to
Ikari.
him?
Whoa.
That's like me after 5 seconds in the sun. Oh God.
Red-lipped batfish. Yeah, that thing is brutal.
That is, yeah.
Oh, should we go to the cutest animals now for a little
that's-
dose of? No, we need
Yeah.
we need to cleanse the feed. Oh, these things are great. I don't know how to say it.
Oh.
A slow lord. Look at its eyes. A seal. Seals are pretty cute. Gecko. Yeah.
Gecko.
A
Gecko,
miniature
gecko.
pig. Oh my God! Look at
Oh
it.
God.
A flying lemur.
Oh.
A sloth. A pufferfish. I love pufferfish. Pandas. Can't go wrong. Koalas.
Panda.
Fennec foxes. Look at those ears.
Oh.
Hedgehog. Penguin. Love penguins. Red pandas. Got to be on this list.
Wait. Have you ever seen the clip of Benedict Cumberbatch trying to say penguin?
No.
Oh, well, you got to watch that. He
Oh,
was
gosh.
narrating a nature documentary,
Oh,
and he
gosh.
says penguin, and then he like proceeds to like mispronounce it. Like he starts saying penguins at one point. Like I mean, just totally lost all
Lord.
sense of the word.
That's funny. I think if I were to have a pet on this list, it would be the red panda. Look at this thing. It's adorable.
Yeah, and until
rabbit?
it bites your face off while you're
Chinchilla. I know someone that had a chinchilla as a pet.
eating. Oh,
A sea otter. A sugar
like sea
glider.
otters.
A guinea pig. Oh my gosh.
I know
Classics.
somebody who had a sugar glider as a pet, like one of those miniature flying squirrels.
Oh,
Who, like
yeah.
glide around. Yeah, those are weird.
Wow, there's so much interesting stuff on here. Should we do 10 fun facts for crocodiles?
We are out of time.
Oh, we sure are.
We should make that a new segment. Fun animal times.
Fun animals. That's not bad. I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
So, oh gosh, it's been a long week already. It's only Monday. We're recording this on a Monday,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. I'm ready to go take a nap. No energetic outro today.
Wow. Who is
social
this man?
media handles.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Basement Birds.
Yes.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Wham bam. Thank you, man. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Thanks for listening.
See ya.